Good Saturday morning, everyone. Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. It is April 19th. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday. And I know a lot of you are making plans to do something special, maybe even outdoors on Easter Sunday, or maybe today, just because it's Saturday, you know. Maybe wanting to get out in the yard and do something, I think you're going to be fine. Unless you live like right near the Ohio River. Now, if you live near the Ohio River, uh, you're good. It's going to be questionable whether you can, take time out in the yard to get something done because, well, I'll show you here in a moment on the radar. Let's check outside first. And from the live Plano cam, you can see that skies are mainly cloudy. We've had a little bit of sun at times breaking through the overcast, but it's just a cloudy day. And I think much of the day is going to look like this. It's going to look cloudy, but I don't see any rain coming from those clouds. The nearest raindrops are going to be, once again, up near the Ohio River. And I'll explain why in just a moment. But there you go, here at 7:41 a.m. Central Daylight Time, Saturday, April 19th. This is the way it looks in case you're watching this later. All right. Here's a look at the stats from yesterday. 84. Wow, that was good. But it was not even close to a record. I think the record was 90 or 92, 91, 92. It was in the 90s. So 84, 12 degrees warmer than the normal high of 72. And look at that low, 67. If you could even call it a low temperature, that's pretty warm. And thanks to those southerly breezes, of course, that helped those temperatures stay as warm as they did. No precipitation, no rainfall in the past 24 hours. But there's rain going on. It's just not happening here in southern Kentucky. As you can see, this is the current radar look, and it's raining pretty good uh, west and northwest of the Ohio River and right along the Wabash River, which is right here, splitting the difference between Illinois and Indiana. There's some pretty good thunderstorms. You can see the lightning strikes there. And notice as I put this into motion, all of that is moving north and east, but it's not really not moving east. And that's because there is such a warm southerly flow here that's coming up out of the Gulf, and it's pushing all of that rain right along that stalled boundary, cold front, and that's where it's going to stay. That cold front and that energy is just being siphoned, if you will, into that region away from us. So even though there's available moisture here, there's nothing to really trigger it. So it just kind of stays there in one place because that front doesn't want to move. It is temporarily stalled, but it's not going to stay that way. I think by Sunday night into Monday is when it's going to come our direction. But I'm sticking to the forecast that I've stuck to for the last couple of days, and that is anything that's rain or thunderstorms, it's going to stay away from us. It's going to stay right there where you see it. Now that's going to cause some flooding problems and already has. As you know, the waters are up, the Wabash, the Ohio, the Mississippi River, uh, all of that heavy flooding rain that we had the last few weeks, all of that has flown, has just kind of trickled into that area, that those bigger rivers, the major rivers. And so um, they're the ones that seeing the flooding right now. Here's a look at storm tracks, and you can see that everything is moving off to the north and east, not our direction. Oh, they got that one that says it's moving east. No, that's a little anomaly. Everything is moving northeast. So the storm tracks showing this is the future. This is the way it's going to look. Okay. So as a matter of fact, um, all of that is just heavy rain and thunderstorms, and we're not going to see really any of this today. Now, if you live closer to Owensboro, Evansville, Henderson, up in that area, maybe Breckenridge County, eventually in between Evansville and Louisville, you may get a shower, but some of this heavier stuff, it's all going to stay northwest of us today, tonight, and really much of tomorrow. So, you're going to be able to go out, do what you want to today and tomorrow and not really have to worry about any of it as far as it coming your way. I know it looks close and it looks like it wants to come this direction, but it's not. It is all hung up back to the west. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet network as of 7:45. Make it 7:46 now. And you can see that we're still warm. Temperatures in the upper 60s to almost 70 everywhere. Now, let's do the moisture comparison to the air temperature, which is the dew point. And you'll see that the dew points are in the upper 50s to near 60. Well, there's available moisture. There's just, well, it's just being stunted, if you will. There's there's nothing to trigger it. It's not close to the air temperature. It's about a 10-degree difference. So that all that moisture really is being sucked up, if you will, by the cold front. And that's why everything is staying northwest of us and not coming here, which is just fine. That's going to mean our Easter weekend, while at first last week looked like it was going to rain, now we're not going to see any, not until tomorrow night and Monday. Here's the winds coming out of the south at say 5 to 10 to 13 to 14. It's a little breezy. Let's check the gusts, which are going 10, 15. Well, there's some 20s out of the south. So it's going to be breezy today. Again, maybe just a little less breezy than it was yesterday, but I still foresee south winds coming in 10 to 20. We'll say 10 to 20, but there could be an occasional gust up to 25 for today. Not a bad day, again, if you can just, tolerate those breezes. All right, here's a look at the high resolution satellite. And you can see we're pretty well covered with thick clouds, but not the thickest. There are little holes that open up every once in a while, allowing some sun to come through. But you can clearly see to the north and west of us, Bloomington, Indiana, all the way down to Princeton, Vincennes, Indiana, uh, then on down to Carmi, uh, Harrisburg, Illinois, just west of Evansville. That's where the thunderstorm activity is going on this morning. Then there are more thunderstorms, and these are the stronger ones that are happening um, in the southwestern corner of Missouri. There's Springfield, there's Joplin, and then into northwestern Arkansas, Fayetteville, and down to Fort Smith, even into Oklahoma, getting some stronger thunderstorms this morning. Look at all that lightning. So these are the areas that are going to see the better chance of not only thunderstorms, but also stronger thunderstorms and some severe. It's not going to be us this time. We get spared. Great. Yeah, great news. In fact, here's a look at the severe weather outlook for the next few days. And you can see that today it's right there where I showed you that some of the storms are ongoing from Cincinnati to almost Louisville to almost Owensboro, Madisonville, Paducah. We're out of it. I mean, this is I'm not worried about this. That level 1 dark green, it, some of those storms may get as close as this, but I still think they're just going to kind of hug the Ohio River and not come any closer. So the severe weather threat, there you see it. Now, let's go to tomorrow, which is Easter Sunday, and we're really out of the woods on this. These are, we may see some showers, perhaps a thunderstorm somewhere further west of 65, but this is the real severe weather threat, and it's unfortunate that they're going to have this kind of severe weather threat on Easter Sunday. We're talking about St. Louis and back toward Joplin and Little Rock and places like that. So, if you have plans to go west of Bowling Green and the 270 for Easter Sunday, that's what you're going to run into. You're going to run into some severe weather with a tornado threat, damaging wind threat, hail threat. All of it's going to be there's the tornado threat for tomorrow, back west of St. Louis, especially. Nothing for us. Then we go into Monday, and this is when it's going to be our turn. But the storm that's happening right now to the west will have spent a lot of energy, and the support here in Kentucky for that kind of energetic, active weather is just not going to be there. It's going to be spent. So, all we're expecting Monday are your ordinary garden variety showers and thunderstorms. Even Monday, I don't see severe weather being in our area. In fact, I'm just scrolling through the next several days. I don't see anything. So this time, and be thankful, we are not dealing with strong storms, severe weather, flooding, none of that. We're not going to have to be concerned with any of that this weekend or even next week that I can see. Here is a look at the week's worth of weather on the maps. And there you see, kind of stalled there, the cold front, west, northwest of the Ohio River. And these little waves of low pressure are going to ride along that front. And that's going to squeeze out all that moisture and all that rain and thunderstorm activity. But it stays right where it is. This is this afternoon. Here's this evening. It does have a little bit more of a lean east toward the Ohio River itself, and maybe far northwestern parts of Kentucky, with the main area of bad weather, the red zone, severe weather. That's going to be back into much of Texas, central Texas, and parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas tonight, but not us, not even close. All right, so let's go into your Easter Sunday. The front, yeah, it's a little closer to us, but the rain is going to stay again north of us and west. And then the front begins to flex, begins to bow a little bit because of the low pressure system that's over Oklahoma. So that's going to make it wobble a little. This is fog here in eastern Kentucky. The winds will die down a bit. This is Sunday evening. The severe weather threat moves into Missouri, Arkansas, and a little bit further east. Now this system is starting to get some forward motion. but not until Sunday night. So your Easter Sunday morning should be fine. It may be cloudy like it is right now, but I don't think we'll see any showers. So Easter sunrise services should be fine. And it's going to be warm, like mid 60s, early Sunday morning. Here comes the cold front. This is 7 a.m. Monday. So the front finally unstalls and starts to move east. That's our turn to get the rain and thunderstorms, but again, nothing severe, just ordinary rain and thunderstorms. Here's Tuesday morning. High pressure builds in, everything looking good. As all the shower activity begins to move east, we may have a few showers early Tuesday morning, but then the sun comes back out. We're looking good for Wednesday, even though there may be some showers to our south on Wednesday. Here we go into Thursday. The next system comes in, but this system is going to meet up with the old system, which is just going to go south of us and stall out again. And the two are going to work together to bring better chances of rain as we head toward the end of next week. Here we go from Thursday into Friday. And you can see better coverage of rain and thunderstorms moving our direction. I think next weekend is going to be wetter, much wetter than this weekend. So perfectly timed for the Easter holiday weekend. We get to see dry weather, which is awesome. How about the blender, the model blender? Well, here we go. How about 82, 83 today, even with the cloud cover? 84, maybe 85 for Easter Sunday. Wow. Then we go mid 70s Monday and Tuesday, and that's because of the rain and the cold front coming through. But notice there's not really any cold. I mean, look at those numbers 70s and 80s all the way through the next 10 days. That's nice. Look at those lows 50s and 60s. Yeah. So all of that really, really, really awesome. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast as I put it up last night at WNKY.com and on the News 40 app and on the News 40 at 5, 6, and 10. 83 today, mainly cloudy, 85 tomorrow for your Easter Sunday. Rain free, pretty much rain free, unless you live closer to the Ohio River, then you might get something. But the better chance of rain coming late Sunday night and through the day on Monday with a high of 77. Then we go 76 Tuesday. And then here comes another system that's going to kind of phase with the old system, and that will put us back into the unsettled area of wet weather, 80s, low 80s, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, with a chance of showers and a few thunderstorms. But everything looks just really, I'm just, it's like a blessing. Yeah. Here on Easter weekend to have rain free weather and it's not cold. That's the other thing. Now we're looking forward next week to the beginning of the 12-day Herb Festival, 26th annual. Starts Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and goes all the way through Derby Day, May 3rd. And it's going to take place from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day for those 12 days under the big tent, which is going to be located at the Midtown Plaza, it's called. It's the little strip mall there on 901 Lehman Avenue. All kinds of things for birds, bird feeders, bird baths, then stuff for the garden, stuff for plants and flowers and herbs and perennials and heirlooms. I mean, hundreds and hundreds, dare I say, thousands of plants to choose from. It's really going to be an exceptional thing. And I've heard from some of you already that you're interested in this. You can go to this. It's free, but of course, if bring cash or check only. They're not going to take credit cards or debit cards. It's cash or check. Um, so they're going to sell a lot of these plants. You're going to have tomato, vegetable plants if you want that, pepper plants. But then on the flower side, you're going to find some perennials. You're going to find all kinds of things that attract butterflies and hummingbirds. You're going to have your herbs, your hard to find herbs, basil, lavenders, rosemary, sages, mints, all of that. Then they're going to have these little workshops on that following Sunday, the 27th, and then that last Wednesday, where you can go and learn about how to do this stuff, how to be a green thumb. If you're not very good at it and feel like you need some help, they will be there to help you. Rain or shine, it's going to happen. Herb Festival starting Wednesday and going through Saturday, May 3rd, which is Derby Day, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. under that big tent at 901 Lehman Avenue. All right, we're done. This day, get out this Saturday. Very nice. Get out and enjoy it. A little bit of a breeze, but no rain. You can grill, you can do some yard work if you want to, or just chill. It's going to be it's going to be that nice. And then tomorrow, just as nice and rain free. All right, you guys, thank you for watching as always. God bless you. Have a blessed Easter, and I'll see you later.